She appears among the stream rocks with a slow, careful rhythm. Before touching any material, she studies the height of the ground, the direction of the current, and the usable empty space. That caution gives the story a clear logic from the very first minute. Once she has a likely spot, she moves closer to the water to test where the ground is flat enough, close enough to the stream, yet still workable and safe. The way she pauses, looks, and changes direction shows that this is not instinct alone, but preparation for everything that follows. With the location becoming clearer, she starts gathering bamboo poles and useful branches from around the area. Each time she drags a piece across the slippery stones, the viewer feels the true weight of the work. From this point on, the video is not only about building shelter, but about physical labor in its most concrete form. She does not collect materials at random. She chooses them by straightness, length, and likely strength. That deliberate selection makes the sequence more believable because it shows she is already assigning a function to each bamboo pole rather than simply piling materials together. Once the materials are on site, she clears the work area and places the first poles on the ground. This is a crucial storytelling moment. Out of a raw landscape, the first outline of intention appears. The structure is not complete yet, but the viewer can already see the plan beginning to take shape. The way she turns the bamboo ends, repositions them, and tests each angle suggests that she is measuring by eye and by on-site experience. No ruler appears yet. Those small corrections tell the audience that stability comes from many small adjustments, not from one dramatic action. As the next section begins, the bamboo frame gains more support points and clearer joints. She works in a sensible order, first the load-bearing parts, then the secondary pieces. That sequence lets the film move forward naturally without feeling random or improvised for appearance only. As the work continues, it becomes clear that she is constantly negotiating with the terrain. The rocks are uneven, the waterline keeps shifting, so every lashing solves a problem rather than merely joining materials. That ongoing tension between intention and real ground conditions keeps the film quietly compelling. Science note: bamboo has hollow, segmented stems filled with natural air chambers. That makes it light to carry, flexible under load, and naturally buoyant, which is why it works so well for temporary streamside structures or weak ground. Once the main frame can stand more clearly, she moves to reinforcing weak points with secondary poles and tighter lashings. This is a place for steady narration rather than dramatic language because its meaning lies in durability. A shelter becomes believable only when the builder is willing to return and fix what still feels uncertain. Bringing in more bamboo and placing it correctly shows that this structure is not built through one burst of strength, but through controlled repetition. That rhythm suits viewers who enjoy hand-built work. They are not waiting for a single surprise, but for each detail to lock into place in a convincing way. By this point, the work site starts to resemble a space that can genuinely be used. She rechecks height balance and working clearance, as if imagining how she will spend real time here. The images, therefore, shift from being built to almost usable. The next passage moves the story into another layer. The goal is no longer only to finish the frame, but to make it fit a real routine. She checks the sturdiness while arranging what needs to stay within reach. From here, the video starts linking structure to living rather than stopping at a demonstration of bamboo work. The pace slows slightly here, but it does not lose energy. The slowness now comes from the shelter beginning to serve a person rather than resisting one. She moves with less hesitation and more confidence, allowing the viewer to feel that the earlier effort is finally turning into real reassurance. These late-day images show that the greatest value of the shelter lies not in complexity, but in its ability to hold a calm human rhythm inside a rough environment. She is no longer working with the tension of the beginning. Instead, she carries the feeling of being in control of the place she now occupies. If you enjoy real shelter building videos with a slow but steady rhythm like this, subscribe and stay to the end to see how that space finally works once the light drops. When a person can finally sit still inside something they built, the audience begins to believe that it truly works. This is a very strong passage in terms of credibility. It needs no dramatic action. The natural way she occupies the shelter is enough to convince viewers of its practical function. What began as bamboo rock and lashings now feels like a space with warmth and psychological shelter. The voiceover should stay restrained here, allowing the scene to create its own aftertaste instead of over-explaining it. The story closes once everything settles into its proper function. The stream keeps running, the fire holds its warmth, the bamboo keeps the shape of the space, and the woman has a stopping place made by her own hands. It is a quiet ending, but a firm one because it returns the viewer to the feeling that a full cycle of labor has been completed.